Let it all work out.
It's just
Let it all work out.
should put us at the epicentre of culture and creativity for 2025.
The only place to be in Sydney on a Friday morning.
Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Let it all work out. And
Welcome to another episode of Never Run Alone.
throw us against the wall. Mistakes of your broke vision. It's harder to learn than go from the office of wisdom.
We are on our way to a very exciting meeting, which unfortunately we're not allowed to tell you what it is. But it's the fruition of Rin's great work and connection with our good New York friend, Roberto Manje. Gone in for a little funky meeting, and as I said, can't tell you what it is, but maybe one day we'll find out. And the next part of that will be sitting the marathon with them, all looped and linked through that beautiful red thread that Mimi taught me about. Red thread.
All these different brands that are kind of providing a space at which people can come to for culture. We lack that as Fortem. We've got that through Unofficial. Like people, it's a cultural space, people want to be there, people want to watch our stuff, whatever. But as Fortem, we don't have our own thing. And so the goal will be to build something that brings people to look at like what's cool right now as part of our play. And then the three different audiences, Fortem's that audience and Unofficial, will all drive avenues and growth for us as a brand, which should put us at the epicenter of culture and creativity for 2025. I think when it comes to like building brands, one of the key things that I speak about in meetings and when I'm building these relationships or partnerships is the way in which we have structured the organization to have all of our creatives internal in-house, which means that if for some odd reason we, instead of it being a 100k idea, we do a 50k idea, and then we need to shift and shape to like do the next 50k idea, because it worked, it just didn't have the buzz times 1,000 that we wanted, we can do that very quickly internally. We don't have to go external to brief more creatives, do all the thing. We've already housed the strategy. We're working together as a team to kind of push forward.
What I'm going to do and want to do is sign off work for Australian Open. That's what I really want us to do for January. So that's kind of my long-term win. Sorry, the only other one I wanted to bring up is Beach House in Bondi. Was thinking of offering them a contra shoot, just to be like, we'd love to come in and do a 2-hour shoot for you guys so you can see what we do, to like give it a little push. Thoughts?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, cool, I'll do that.
Makes sense with that. It's very on brand for us.
Oh, and it's sick.
And then me and Mimi have a meeting with Alana Maria next week. They're a jewellery brand. I think that's the girl you met in New York.
Yeah.
And Beckham Bridge were keen on doing a spec ad together. So obviously right now I'm just trying to build out our fashion content so then next year we can kind of hit the ground running with it before like Australian Fashion Week, and just being able to break into that space a bit more.
Yeah.
I also didn't know whether to maybe circle back with P Nation. I think like we could even pitch covering their show.
100%.
And then for like Sydney Marathon, I've had so many ideas already, and I think there's so many ways that we could partner with them.
Yeah.
And Aid Station, they've got some of Australia's best triathletes there. So I think a longer form content series for them in 2025 could be a cool thing that we look to sell in.
I'm telling you, it's about to get really good. Like, seriously. Because I can't wait for us to all be at the Australian Open.
Oh.
No, I can't.
You ready? Yeah. 3,
You guys will make me go too hard.
One, two, three, Gore Hill Coast. Morning, Chado.
There he is. And dude, I reckon it's good. And I got past all the cities.
I'll catch it, boys.
I might go earphones in it, yeah, too. Just a walk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Never Run Alone. Today, we have Alabudican, Fran Calvert, and last but certainly not least, Lauren Calvert. Today's guest is Ollie Marchon, a trailblazer in the world of fitness and performance. His journey is one of grit, adaptability, and a relentless commitment to helping others reach their potential. Ollie, welcome to the show.
Fuck, what an intro.
That is so cool.
It's a little rough, but I really like the writing on there. And I tried to do the glass.
Thank you so much. Wow. Sit down.
I left out one of the chairs, but I couldn't see it, so it wasn't really there anyways.
Maddie.
That's so fun. I love it.
I think like I'm gonna go do New York next year 100% again, like whether or not it's like my focus race or not, like the energy and the way, like my connections and people and everything that I do in that city will continue forever. And so it might be a fun run at the end of next year, but we can work that out at a later date. I think like my goal right now is, I've never been to Tokyo, and the goal will be to try and get a spot into Tokyo Marathon, which is March. So basically the goal is Sydney Marathon needs to be like the biggest thing. Unofficials being gifted the fact that Sydney Marathon is becoming a major. We're obviously heavily involved from an unofficial standpoint, but we're also going to be involved from a Fortem standpoint. And therefore like my epicenter of like my next 8-10 months is going to be leading up into Sydney Marathon. But that doesn't mean that I need to run a PB at Sydney. That just means that like all my actions and like from business, relationships, connections, etc. need to like kind of lead into that moment. There's Gold Coast, which unofficial will definitely have a presence at, which could be something that potentially we do faster, whether that's half or full, I don't know.
Thanks, brother. Bye. Bye. Rip it, baby.
How long till the shoot starts?
Alright, y'all, we better rewind. We better take it way, way back.
I'll bring back that sound, the kind that makes you go wow!
So if I just do 60.
Just that sweetness it make my heart. Just that
Take your big hit. It's your first week. Put your hand up.
Just that sweetness to makes me try. Friends all tell me that it looks so sad. They don't need to ask me why. Another reason that I feel so bad. Since the night you said goodbye, it's not the letter that you just don't write. It's not the arms of some new friend. Not the kind in the dead of night that keeps me hanging on, waiting for you. Just that sweet little message that makes my heart. Just that sweet little message.
Just finished unofficial on a Friday. The only place to be in Sydney on a Friday morning. I met a new buddy, Adam, who got introduced to me by Josh Kelly, an AFL fella. Took him for his first run today. Cool to see him connecting with the crew. We're about to go get a coffee. Not many people know this, but on Monday we're off to LA to meet some cool people, have some cool meetings, eat, sleep, train, repeat, and it's going to be a good week ahead before we close off for the year. Third last run for the year. It'll be my... Yeah, I've only got 2 to go because I will miss next week. 2024 unofficial has been pretty amazing. I think the numbers that we've pulled have been pretty spectacular. It's been amazing to see all the friendships that have kind of been made from just showing up each week. And I think for us, like looking into 2025, the big thing for us is like, how do we continue to make this place the most epic place to be, a place that, you know, you can come and experience something that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to experience anywhere else, as well as, you know, connect with other people and friends and make lifelong friendships, which we're seeing so far. So I think 2025 is going to be a great year. August 31, a big date for Sydney and running, Sydney Marathon becoming a major. And for me personally, I'm just really excited to host a whole bunch of my international buddies in the city for the race. Unofficial highlight for 2024 was probably, honestly, just seeing how rapidly it grew and the opportunities that came from it and the opportunities that we were able to give other people from it. So I think the rapid expansion, going from like 25 of us to 1,600 of us at our peak, and then every Friday to being able to take 3 runners to New York on behalf of New Balance was the pinnacle moment for me.
I'd rather us create an epic booklet or something of all the things that are on for the week in our unofficial Fortem way, and that speaks to everyone else's events too, so that we're inclusive as well. But then at the same time, we're just doing our own thing with a couple of sick epic collaborations. Yeah, and I think if we center everything that we do closer to the marathon around celebrating the runner, like recovery, training going into it, food before it, nutrition, all the different touch points of a runner, and we think about that, and then we also zoom out and we look at the pitch that we did to New Balance, which was basically like touching upon a runner's journey at all stages, not just on marathon days, like the nerves before, the recovery, the coaching, the physio, there's so many aspects that we can then zoom out, the nutrition, the friendships made along the way, the connection, the run clubs, there's so much more we can zoom out on and then give people moments to kind of shine. And I think with this space, it's also like reaching out to other run clubs and being like, hey, we've got this space, we're happy for you guys to use it on this night, like you can host a panel or do whatever you want, we're happy to have you and your
pick people in our space. Like, and they don't need to pay us for that. We just do it to include other run clubs. Like, they're communities, but I think that's a cool way to bring more audience into like our world.
And when you're coming to a moment like this, you want to take a memoir away with you, like it's a keepsake in a way, and it makes it better that it's cool. So.
Yeah, and then the only other thing I would say is we have the perfect opportunity, and I'll leave you guys to think about this. We have the opportunity to basically do that for Sydney Marathon, and that will require a lot of thinking, planning, etc. There will be other brands that are attempting to do it, but if we do it well and use Fortem as the marketing engine that it is, then we should theoretically be able to dominate that space. There's no reason we can't do it. Yeah, we appreciate it. We're very excited, and we look forward to helping you out as the brand reignites.
Bye. Yes, get in.
Is that number one for you? That's got to be number one.
That's number one. That's the first day that I've done that myself.
Let's go!
Let's go!
I think if we use what next year looks like from like a Motley, Sydney Marathon, Fortem, all the different like things that we've got going on, standpoint podcast, etc., and we tie that into all of this, and then we also think current clients and potential new clients, that should set us up with a great runway for like going and chase people that are not just, hey, reaching out to show you what we can do, but it'll be a targeted approach. Like, this is the reason why we're reaching out, this is what we want to do, and this is how we'll do it. Yeah. And then also at the same time, I think this is a great calendar for the editorial style page, which we'll create, because a lot of that stuff can speak into this.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Fashion Week, all that kind of stuff.
Events in February would be an unofficial evening at Jam Records, and then New York Fashion Week soft launching the space with New York Fashion Week and the community.
And that's also when we'll launch the IG page as well.
Yes.
That'll kind of tease what's to come in the next few months, and still haven't like honed in on sponsors, and this is something where you guys can just let us know who you think.
None of this would be possible without everyone that's sitting in this room. And so for that, obviously, I'm genuinely grateful. Couldn't ask for a better team. I think if I look around the room that we have today, and I look at the many years of Fortem, we've had amazing people since the beginning. And I mentioned it yesterday that it did just start as like myself with a dream and this unrelenting passion to make sure that I could do everything. And very quickly this became something that one person can't do alone. And there is no going back to the point at which I will ever be able to do it all on my own. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you guys have done for the last year and beyond. Not only looking back on what we have achieved as a team, but looking forward, just some of the massive names that we've kind of slowly started to sign, but also the appreciation for all the work that you guys have done. Like in the past, it was like spending time trying to convince people that we were the best people that they should be working with. The work that you guys doing now is genuinely like so good that when we do go to the market, people are seeing it and they're already like, oh, we've seen that already, and we use that as examples. And looking ahead at 2025, I've never been more excited and confident in the people that we have sitting in this room, not only in terms of what you guys are capable of, but in terms of what we're going to have to service coming into 2025. Everything's going to be bigger. It's going to be more challenging, but it's also going to be, what if I look back on the start of 2024, everything that everyone wished for. We truly are slowly getting there, but we will forever be just getting started.
That's the word you need.
2024 was an extraordinary year. This year has been absolutely incredible. And from the bottom of my heart, to every single person involved, thank you.
It's been a big year, so there's a lot to put in there. and I wanted to kind of tell it in a way that was linear, so that it, like, we could see what happened each month, because I feel like a lot of the time you get a bit lost in the source, can't really know what's happening. So it's been a fun year. It's been good to be a part of it. We've done some cool things, and yeah.
I don't know, it sounds like Chats is like...
Alright, the answer is Tristan!
Calculate indecision. Can't cradle fear no more. Bear the shame of the incision. Old lane cold across the floor. Your heart pounds with precision. A king dies inside his court. Your heart pounds with precision. A king dies inside these doors. Let it all work out. 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 Let it all.
Check in for a flight to Los Angeles.
Welcome to the big smoke.
Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Mind your tongue, inhibition.
That's as far as I can.
For once against the wall, mistakes are young, broke the vision. It's harder to let them go from the office of wisdom. My actions don't hear them.